Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, this is a Nintendo Switch Lite. This listing says there's no power. I haven't tried to turn it on yet, but I did check for an SD card. There is none. And I have checked for a game, and there also is none. I have once gotten a game, so I always check. Anyway, let's see if we can power it on. And I got nothing. Nothing on the screen doesn't turn on. I think I'll put the. Let's look under the microscope at our charging port to see if there's any pins that are bent or, you know, just kind of awkward. Let's see here. Okay, well, pins don't look that bad. Doesn't look like it's been opened before. Look at those screws, are nice and clean. No tool marks, which is nice. But you never know. Actually, look at how bulged out that is. I wonder if that port's been changed with the wrong type of port. See what's sticking out there? That's interesting, huh? Maybe it has been opened. Maybe somebody's tried to change that port. Okay, well, let's open this thing up and see what it looks like inside. Buttons are kind of mangled on here, or not the buttons, but the thumbsticks. But I do have some replacements if I need to. I actually have another switch here that I'm going to work on next. But let me go ahead and open this up. All right, let's take this to the microscope and see what we got. Oh yeah, that port's been changed, and somebody, well, they tried. Let's see if, see how well they did on some of those pins there. We'll zoom in there and we'll take a look. I'm gonna poke these pins. See how solid connection we got. I mean, no. Yeah. So we've got some loose pins here. So there's our first issue. Some loose pins on the USB-C port. Let's look around the board a little bit more. See if we see any other signs of work. That's looking pretty good so far. It's looking pretty good. Our moisture meter still here, or meter, our little sticker here that it detects moisture is still there. Usually when I change these ports out, I end up wiping this thing off somehow. Well, with my flux and alcohol, it ends up just being wiped off. But at any rate, it's still there. That's good. This is still intact. That's good as well. Let's flip it over. Look at the other side. I'm gonna zoom in here a little bit. Ports melted a bit, but that's not unusual. I do the same thing when I change them. I didn't put enough solder in these anchor holes, but that's not going to stop it from not working. That's okay, we can take care of that. M92 looks good. I guess I can check for shorts around here, see if it's shorted at all. And our BQ chip looks to be fine too. I think I'll check for shorts around here as well. So let's do that first. We'll check for shorts. I'm in diode mode here, and I'm going to put my red probe on ground. Right up here, I'm actually touching the USB-C port. That's me testing. So, good. All right. I don't suspect there's an issue there, other than my probes being really dirty. I think we're going to go with changing the port. All right, we're hanging off the edge of the bench here. I'm going to go ahead and heat this up from the bottom and lift it off. I'm at 480 degrees, 40% airspeed. I want to see those ground holes get wet. That way I'll be comfortable pulling it off, knowing that if the ground holes are wet, then the pads and pins most likely are as well, because I don't want to rip any when I pull this off if I pull it off too early, because that just makes the job a lot longer if I have to do a trace repair as well. I'm definitely going to melt the port doing this plastic, but I'm not worried about it because I'm changing it out anyway. Just about there. There we go. Okay. Set that little one to the side. And let's get this cleaned up a little bit. Okay, I think that's good for now. Let's go ahead and add some flux. Let me double check this hole real quick. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, let's add a little flux here. These holes as well. I'm going to pre-fill these holes. Now we'll go ahead and tin these pads. There, I do have two ports here. This one here is, this is the old one, or the one that was on here. And this is another one. This is a USB-C, or a Nintendo Switch Lite USB-C port, and this one is a regular Nintendo Switch port. You see that flange right there is the difference between the two. One of the differences. It's got the same amount of pins, same 2 rows of pins. This port's just a lot, well, not a lot, but it is shorter, as you can see there, and fits into the case better than this one does. You can use these, and I have, on Nintendo Switch Lites, but then you have to put in more work to cut this flange off. Usually file it down, and that'll work, but it's just easier, in my opinion, to buy the appropriate port. You can actually see, if I line these up, how much shorter that is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this port installed. And here we go. Again, I'm going to wait for those anchor leg holes to get wet and for the solder to sort of drop into those, and that's when I'll know for sure that the pads are good. And you can actually see the pads sort of get shiny. That's how you know they're ready to go as well. I want those anchor holes to be ready as well. Just about there. Yeah. Drop on the port. Right there. Squishing it down. Holding just for a second here. I'm gonna keep my hot air moving. Okay, removing the hot air and continuing to hold. Okay, that's it. Let's check our work. Grab my little pokey tool. Let's touch those pads here. That's good. 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 Yes. 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 And yes. All right. All good. Alexa, turn off Bob. Yes. Bob is the name of my fume extractor. And let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. All right, I'm going to take it out of the board holder and we'll inspect the other side as well. All right, so this is the side we just worked on. looks a little bit better, right? And let's take a look at the other side. Ooh, looks like I've knocked the component out of the way. Oh, I've done a few of them. I'm gonna have to do some work here. I did kind of feel my, the tip of my hot air was kind of bouncing around there, and I hope I did not, I did not ruin the balls, the solder balls underneath this thing, but I'm gonna have to move that back. Let's clean this up a little bit and make sure everything else is good, and then I'll move that back. I put a coin over the port there in an effort not to melt that port. I'm going to heat this area here. I'm actually going to pull this off, take a look at it, and then see if I can reflow it back on. I've also changed my tip. Alexa, turn on Bob. To a smaller tip. I'm going to turn my airspeed down so I don't blow everything off. I'm at 20% airspeed here. Just going to heat this up and grab it. There we go. Now I'm going to look at the bottom of this thing just to see what it looks like. Make sure I didn't damage it. Okay, that looks fine. Alright, I'm going to put that thing back on. I'm going to try to put the thing back on. Let's see. See how it goes. It's incredibly small. You can see, for comparison, that's a dime that I've got there. And you see I've got a bridge there too. So adding more light here. I've got two bridges. One of the caps there, and this either fuse or inductor, I'm not sure what that is, but this is a cap here, and a bridge right there. So I'll take care of both of those now. A little bit of flux. There we go. So I have got a donor board, because I've done this before. Or I'll take that back, because I failed before. I've got two donors here. Let's take a look at this one here. All right, see, I can see which way the lettering goes. Okay, am I missing another? I might be missing something else down there as well, but... All right, The way I have it positioned now is upside down, which is fine. I might be missing another. I think I am. I think I'm missing the cap right here, so I'll put that back on as well. As a matter of fact, I might want to do two birds with one stone. Let's first turn this around. This needs to flip all the way around through 180 degrees. Just like this. Oh, wait. I'm wrong. I had it right. Just like that. Let me double check. Yeah, just like that. And I am going to pull that cap off. It looks like I'm missing this cap here and possibly this one here. Maybe I'll pull both of those off. Yep. Let me check my other board here. Yep. Okay. So, let's move this to the side. Bring this guy in. I will pull both of those off. Okay, it's kind of going into place. Don't. Uh-oh. Come back here. Get back over here. There you go. You get over here. Here we go. There we go. Settle in. There we go. All right. Now let's grab this other piece here. Over here. Is that the right way? I cannot tell. Yes, just like this. Okay, so I'm going to get this guy in a general area. Look at that dancing cap. All right. Wow. Those are some small components. Again, this is the edge of a dime right here. Right here. That's how small those are. Let's clean up. Okay, Alexa, turn off Bob. So that's that. I melted the port a little bit. I knew I would. No big deal there. Got plenty of solder on those holes there. I've put that component back. 3 components. 1, 2, and 3. I think I just kind of sort of, I tapped those, or I tapped the board with the tip of my hot air gun. I must have just knocked those right out of the way. Luckily, I have I had a donor board, and I was ready to replace those. This side here, we've already tested or pushed on the pins, and they were fine. Everything's soldered well. So we're gonna plug this in and test it. See if we get any different results than we had earlier. Because we weren't charging, I am gonna replace M92. Let me flip it over this way. Where'd we go here? Just like this. This is about how it's oriented on the regular Nintendo Switch. Let's go ahead and just double check that we didn't have any shorts. I'm in diode mode still. My red probe here, I'm going to put over here on ground. And we're going to check for shorts again. No, 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 no. Nope. Okay, so there's no shorts around here. So that's good. But I am going to change that port anyway. That's not too bad. This side okay? Yeah. This side looks good. How about this side? That's not too bad. And this one? Let me flip it around this way. Board is hot. Yeah, not too bad, huh? I think we did okay. Anyway, earlier when I replaced this chip earlier with a brand new chip, I got a short here, and I did not believe that the chip was bad, but when I pulled the old chip out, the short cleared, put a new one on, and the short was stayed clear. No more short here. I plugged it in, and it was all good. I actually replaced this as well again, and did it the right way this time. And I actually cleaned the pads off, and I reballed the chip itself and put it back on there. And it seems to work just fine. And like I said, the thing does charge now. So my next, what I want to look at next here is this connector, which is our LCD connector. And I seem to have been having troubles getting the LCD to actually display anything. So I'm looking at the connector now. And that's what I want to figure out, if there's something going on with the connector itself, or if it's the LCD screen itself. Let's just zoom in and see if we can find anything going on here. Oh, is a pin missing? Pin missing? There? Oh. Ah, what's the issue? Guess there's a pin missing right there. Looks like it may have pushed back in there. Other side. Okay, well, I guess that's something I can work on. Let's look at the actual ribbon cable itself. That looks like about where that pin missing. A little bit of damage there. I don't think it's actually damaged the pins on the cable itself, but looks like it was pushed in right there, maybe forced in at some point. Bent the pin back. So I think I'll start with by replacing the actual connector. I think I have some. The donor board went off here. Pull this off here. Reuse it. Pulled several parts off of here. Past. I'm going to pull off. You see, it might not be in the best shape either. If not, see that there are some things missing down here. One over here is good. All the upper ones are good, but two missing pins at the bottom there. So let's get another pin. Try this one again. Ah, this one looks better. Yes. It's like all the pins are there from the bottom. There's the top. And still this port is disconnected. Alright, let's do it. Okay. I've got this board hanging precariously off the edge of my desk, the edge of my workbench. And I'm going to heat it up from the bottom, pull it off. Hot air set at 480 degrees, 40% airspeed, and I'm going to go to. Wait to see all that solder get wet before I attempt to pull it off. I don't want to damage it. Alternatively, I'm sure I could buy a new one, but I'm going to try to salvage one, see what happens. Alright, same process as did the other one. We'll heat this up from the bottom. Wait for the solder to get wet or attempt to pull it. I'm gonna add a little flux here. I'm going to mix some leaded solder on here.
out right somewhere. Be able to see it better when I heat it. Once I heat it. All right. Same process of taking it off, heat it up to the bottom, and we'll just let it float right into place. Put a little pressure on it, and we'll put it one more time here. All right. Yeah, we did. This up a little bit first. We're gonna look good, right? Grab my little poking tool. Right? I think so. See anything missing from inside, so let's get it. Good. So temperature good. Let's look at the other side. Yep, lined up well. That looks good, right? Well, all right. I'm gonna go with it. I think we're okay. Well, it's shorted these two earlier, or not shorted, but I used those two together, sorted them together a little bit. Good now. Okay. I'm going to go with it. There's no flux inside of there, because it'll be problems later. That bad, but I can help clean it out a bit. Brush.
Alright, so this switch is fixed. We've replaced the USB-C port with an actual Nintendo Switch Lite port. We've changed out M92 T36 twice. I changed it the first time I changed it out. I had a short on one of the caps around it, so I changed it out again and that cleared the short. I knocked off a component on the backside, and I had to actually swap that out with another one. So lesson learned on my part, be a little bit more careful. But there it is. Oh, and I changed the sticks because the old ones were pretty janky. The plastic was coming off of them, or the rubber. Anyway, it's done. I've got another switch to work on. This one here, I'm going to reinitialize it and get it back to factory defaults, and then we'll put it back on the market and list it again. But that's it for this one. Thanks for coming along. See you in the next one. Peace.